Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute. Today I'm gonna head out to the Homolovi State Park. It's in Winslow, so it's like a 3-hour drive. I'm ready to head out now to get some water and buy some gas, and I'll bring you back when I get close enough to show you some sights. See you in a bit. Hey everyone, it's been a long 3 hours. I'm finally here. It's beautiful out here. I'm getting ready to just checked in at the visitor center, and now I'm going to go get to my site, and so I will get you there when we get there. Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me. I've got here to the site. This whole campsite is much smaller than I thought it would be, the campground. So I'm at site 48, and I'm just going to show around. You can see how close everything really is, but it's very, very quiet. So I don't know how much I'll record around here just because of the closeness. I don't want to disturb anyone around me, but I'm here. I'm going to pitch my tent up over here on the tent pad. It's really nice. I have a covered picnic table, and I do have power. So regardless of whether you have power or not, you pay the same price. So I thought, go ahead and take power. The views are nice. I'm going to check this out today and tomorrow. We'll see what we can find. But for right now, the sun is starting to go down. It's a gorgeous day. It's like around 75. And I need to set up camp before it gets dark. So I'll put you over to the side and record as much as I can. My phone is dying, so hopefully we can get it done. But I'll plug my phone into the Jackery and we'll get going. I sped up this portion of the video just because it took me double the time to set up my tent. You will see that I am fighting the wind the whole time. I mean, it was ridiculous. That was one of the drawbacks listed for this site, is it can get windy. I think this is beyond just windy, but I will capture all those. I keep a summary of all the campsites I visit so that I have a record of where I stayed, any recommendations, just so I remember and I can offer the same insights as someone else. I used to keep a camping journal, a regular journal, a day timer, meal planner, exercise. I combined everything into one digital life planner. You know, drop a comment. Do you guys journal? Do you do digital planning? If so, I found a great site on Etsy that's local to Arizona. It's called DoodleSpire. She's currently having a site-wide sale. I just bought some more stuff, but I'll put the link below. And she also has a YouTube channel to help you make that transition from paper to digital and putting everything all in one. It's actually pretty great. Like I said, not sponsored, but I thought I would share. Hey, good evening, everyone. It's taken me a lot longer to put up my tent than I had anticipated, and it is so windy. I think the only thing that's going to keep my tent from floating away is the fact that it's connected to my car. But I'll check back with you guys in the morning. I'm spent. And my tent setup is not exactly the way I like it. I think I mentioned earlier, this tent pad's really small. So I'm having to kind of, I don't know, improvise since I can't spread this out the way I like. But all in all, it's very quiet here. It's beautiful. I think I'm going to get a good night's sleep. So I will check back with you guys in the morning. Good night. This is the next morning or mid-morning. My mic had stopped working, so I needed to do a voiceover because you couldn't hear anything when I used the mic on my phone. So basically, I was getting a late start this day just from all the effort expended on getting my tent set up. And so I'm explaining that after I cook up some lunch that we would head out and go look at the ruins at Homolovi 1 or 2. There's 4 ruin sites, but only 2 are open. So we'll have to go look and see which one has the ruins. And then we'll head into downtown Winslow. But before that, I'm going to cook me up some lunch, which is some curry that my sister made for me, but I'm adding a little bit extra meat to it. This is some thinly sliced pork that's used in most Asian hot pots. The meat is, you can probably refer to it as shabu shabu, is the hot pot. You can get this meat at most Asian stores. I did get mine at Costco, and so I'm just going to add it to the curry just to give it a little bit more protein. So I thought it was really nice that my sister made this for me. I was supposed to have it for dinner last night, but I was so exhausted that didn't work out. So I kind of forewent dinner and just went to sleep, and I'm having it today for lunch, and then I will show you around my tent setup when I'm done. Okay, I'm going to show you the final setup of the tent, what it looks like inside as best as I could do just because of space. And then tomorrow this will be all torn down and we'll be on our way home. But before we head out, I just wanted to give you a sight of this. Have a nice view. And I did put my Seahawks chair out because I spilled coffee all over. It needs to dry. I have another one inside because as a single camper, I should probably put out 2 chairs. And so this is the final setup with the tent. And I do have a gap there between the tire and the parking spot. And the reason for that, which didn't help in the reduction of space, is because this is a natural range. And so they say you can see donkeys running around and all that. I haven't seen the donkeys, but I have their remnants, which is why I did not move the tent all the way back, because that would make this opening right up against that, and I prefer not to, since in the day the flies are pretty wicked. So this is the area where I sleep, and ignore the electronics and everything that's on top of the bed, but it's basically an air mattress, and I have pillows and sheets, and I have my little white noise machine over here. I have a lamp over there in the corner that I use at night. And then as you can see here, just so folks know, to keep your battery from going dead, put a carabiner inside there. Let your car know that the door is actually closed when it's open, so you don't run your battery dead. And essentially that's it. So I think I showed over here the windows, my refrigerator, and my little, just everything's right here right now. So solar panel if I want to charge, but since I have power, I'm not going to worry about it. So other than that, that's my setup. I'm going to close the screen to keep the flies out of the car, and we'll catch you later. So I'm just showing, just as we head up to the ruins, here are our friends grazing down by the side of the road. So I'm just gonna let the camera roll so you can see these guys. There are some on the left and there's some on the right. And then later on in this footage, I referred to a couple that were really nice and asked me to take their photo. They are actually the couple in the car in front of me. I didn't know that at the time, but it was nice. We were the only 3 up there looking at the ruins, so we could take our time, and it was very quiet and peaceful as we walked through there. So enjoy the animals, and I'll see you when we get up to the ruins. Okay guys, we're at the Homolovi ruins, listening to the ranger when I got here. It's not Homolovi as you would think when you see it, but it's Homolovi. So we're going to walk up this path and then we can see some of the ruins. There's not a lot of signage, but we'll see what we can find. I did see driving up, you'll see later on in the footage when I put the video up, the range, the open range. I did see some, I don't know if burros or donkeys, but they're out very close to the road and just kind of grazing and minding their own business. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we will walk up this way, and if I see something interesting, I'll pull it back on. But for the most part, what you see is what we get until we get closer to the ruins. Yeah, it's sad they had to put this sign up. That was part of the reason this park was created or made, was to preserve the artifacts and the ruins that were here. People were excavating and taking them, so in order to preserve them, they made this Homolovi Park. So I think the ruins are right around the corner. Look at this view. It is just absolutely breathtaking. It's gorgeous here. So this is a typical room used for domestic activities. Would have slab-lined floor pits for cooking and heating, similar to those found here in the West Plaza. Storage rooms lack such floor features. To the left of these 5 rooms is an area that was probably used to roast corn and small game. The back wall of the room directly in front of you contains a sealed doorway. How interesting. Okay, let's continue on. Don't know if you can see the sign from the sun, but let's see. There we go. So basically, these holes here are visible and the results of illegal digging by treasure seekers and pot hunters. So that kind of vandalism not only destroyed the information, but desecrated ancient and sacred burial. So the vandalism also interferes with existing spiritual energy, since many of the Hopi tribes consider this and other sites to be ancestral spiritual homes. How sad. Wow, so we are standing in the oldest section of the Pueblo, the Central Plaza. At one time, the rooms surrounding the plaza may have stood as high as 3 stories. Traditionally, the plaza area symbolized the center of the universe and played an integral part in the lives of the people who lived here. Wow. Here's some pottery shards up close that are down here that this park was built to protect, that people used to steal. This place is just full of history. Okay. Says, in case the sun's on the sign, I'll read it. So it says, in the distance you can see several mesas. These are called Tu'utukiwi, or the Hopi Buttes, sacred places in the Hopi region. Hopi religion. Today they are used as eagle gathering areas by certain Hopi clans. I'm not sure it's Hopi or Hopi. Below you are the remains of the East Plaza. Like the West Plaza, this section was added after construction of the central room, possibly to accommodate an expanding population. Secondary plazas like this one were also built for special needs, such as women's ceremonial performances. Look at this area, it's just vast, it's beautiful. Okay, this has got to be something. I'm just not sure yet because I think the sign is around the corner. So I just met the nicest couple up here and they asked me to stop and take their picture, and I said, of course. And so, let's see. Oh, wow. This is, okay, I'll put the sign here. Let you read it. Basically, wow, they preserved this vandalized kiva. It is the largest of the kivas in Homolovi 2 and measures 19.7 by 32.8 feet and is 6.6 feet deep. Wow. It's gorgeous. So let's see. Oh, in the distance, there's my car, but if you look way over there, all those RVs, that's where we just camped at, guys. We're about 3 miles, I think, 3 or 4 miles from the actual campsite. Hey. So on the horizon, it's the highest mountain in Arizona, the San Francisco Peaks, 12,670 feet. Wow. Below us is, that's kind of hard to see because of the sun, my shadow's on it. So below us is the Paiute, the Hopi name for the Little Colorado River. Year-round source of water. Even when dry, water can be found a few feet below the sand. This is supported by a variety of plant and animal resources, including beaver, elk, antelope, deer, and waterfowl. Important to the diet and rituals of the people who lived here, the inhabitants of Homolovi 2 used the floodplain to the river to plant crops and harvest native plants for food, medicines, herbs for ceremonial use. So let's take a look at this mountain. It is actually beautiful. I think I'm going to zoom in on the mountain a little bit. Let's see. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. I'll zoom out to this area here. Okay. Well, that was the Homolovi ruins.
Okay, so we are going to head back and we are going to go to historic downtown Winslow. See you at the next stop.
Well, we're here in downtown Winslow. As you can see, there's a big Eagle reference down here, right? So take it easy. One of their many albums, and if you're an Eagles fan, you'll enjoy this. And if not, hopefully you'll become one. So I'm having to do a voiceover as they are playing music in the background, you know, the Eagles music, and there are people also performing. So just to avoid any copyright violation, I just got rid of the sound in the background, and we'll just kind of look through here, and I'll do a voiceover just to kind of share my thoughts. So here is one of the biggest attractions is Standing on the Corner, right? As a song, Standing on the Corner in Winslow, Arizona. And it was really nice. There's a lot of people here waiting to get their picture taken, and I'm not any different, so I'm just going to be a tourist in my own state here. So there I am. This mural here is on a building that used to be a JCPenney store that burned down, and then they painted the front here. The mural was done. And as we walk down the street, you'll see there's a little area off to the side where I kind of capture some folks having lunch. They built a little park behind the building, and so we'll let them to their privacy. And just kind of showing some of the shops downtown. I did have some footage, and unfortunately I did lose the footage, and I'm sure it's user error, but I will get better at this, guys, so I appreciate your patience as I work through this first video. But drop a comment and let me know if there's some place you went through here, because I probably will come back and like to know what your favorite sites were. Hi guys, that wraps up this video for this week. Thanks for coming along at Homolovi. I'm gonna mess that word up every time. Homolovi State Park, and down here to old historic district of Winslow. But it's actually just the man standing in the corner. The actual place I wanted to go, the historical district, unfortunately is closed until Friday at 10 a.m. and today's Thursday, so I'll have to catch it at another time. But till we meet up at the next campsite, I'm gonna head home. I got a little bit of a drive, and I want to beat the one part in the mountains where there's still snow and potential ice. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks again.